Namaskaram, Sadhguru. You say one must live life intensely, but also say one must pass life without anything sticking to me. Anything sticking to me. These two things look contradictory.
How does this look contradictory to you? If 1,000 things are sticking to you, can you live your life intensely? Okay, let's look at it as a machine. Let's say a car. You know how cars used to be built in United States in 50s and 60s? There was enough metal in it to build a battleship, but they made a car out of it. The goal. If you drove that car at 60 miles per hour, it would feel like you're doing 600 miles per hour, you're breaking the sound barrier. Now slowly, they learned how to build a car and they make it sleeker and sleeker and sleeker. They cut off as much metal as possible and they made it really like this. Now, it goes 60 miles per hour, it feels like 10 miles per hour. The new cars that you're driving, unless you look at the speedometer, you don't know that you're touching 100. Or you get a ticket, when you get a ticket, you know it. Or you must be constantly checking the meter, otherwise, by your own experience, you don't know anymore how fast it's going. If you were driving a 1950s or 1960 Buick, at 60 you felt like you were breaking the sound barrier. So if lot of things are around you, can you live life intensely? If 1,000 things are sticking to you, can you live life intensely? Or if you are a sleek machine, without anything sticking to you, can you live life intensely? Only if you cut off everything, all unnecessary things, you took it off from this, only what is necessary is there. That is when you can live life intensely. Well, you know, way back, many years ago, I'm saying this with certain resentment. I don't look resentful, do I? So, that was a time where our meeting place was always a workshop where no regular repairs were done, it is only racing machines are prepared. This is the place we meet, this is a place we would like to live, but you know, you have to go home and you have to go to school and things, otherwise that's where we live most of the time. All the time, either sitting on automobile or looking under the automobile, always saying how to get it a little few more kilometers faster than what it is. Constantly working on it, this is the only thing. When you get onto the road, it should go like a bomb. So, all the time we're working and people are racing on the tracks and other things, I'm not interested in that, for me road is good enough. So, in India there are what is called as mopeds, 50cc. You don't know anything about automobile, generally the cars that you're driving in United States are anywhere over 2 liters. That is 2000 cc. This is 50 cc. So, you'll see lots of them in the villages and all these small mopeds, put, they go. So this put thing we took because preparing a larger machine takes a lot of money. Preparing a racing machine, if a motorcycle costs 10,000 rupees, by the time you get it to a certain peak, it'll cost 70,000–80,000 rupees. Almost 8 times, 10 times it will cost to get it to that level of precision and that level of performance. So you buy a moped which is 3,000 rupees, in about 20,000 rupees you got something which is going really fast. But it's so small. It is so very small and it's 50cc. So we worked on this. practice 7-8 months, we worked on this and got this damn thing real fast. This is normally supposed to go 50-60 kilometers, it's touching 130, 135. Just flies and nobody can see it, we painted it black, nothing on it, just two wheels and the engine, and you just lie down on it and you just go. Nobody can see you coming, no lights on it, nothing. So I took great pleasure riding it in the evenings, because daytime if you ride it, the police will catch you. Because it is not fit to ride on the streets. It doesn't have a license plate, it doesn't have anything, because we collected all the parts and made this thing. So it's only in the evenings I get to ride. So, like an insect, it just buzzes around. Nobody can see what went. But it's touching like 130, 135, a 50cc moped. We burst the engine many times. The engine itself just cracked up quite a few times, because we just shaved the engine to really paper thin. If you push it a little more, it'll just burst. And if you keep the throttle on for more than a minute, it'll burst. You have to cut the throttle every 40 seconds, 50 seconds. 1 minute means it'll crack up. It can't take the temperature. So, we took off everything that we can take off from this, made it as light as possible, and I worked on myself and cut as much weight as possible myself. Became as sleek as I could become, and 50cc moped was touching like 135. Even the big motorcycles were not doing that much at that time on the Indian roads. It will just fly. And it became like a big thing in the town. Nobody knows what this damn thing is, who is riding it. I can see other vehicles coming, nobody can see I'm coming. Just fly. You can only ride it for a maximum 15-20 minutes max. Beyond that, if you use it, it'll burst. It'll catch fire because it's being pushed to such limits. So, you can really use a machine to its fullest, only the bare minimum functional things are there. That is what brahmacharya is, that is what sannyas is. That you shave your life off, including your hair. Hair is not the only thing that's gone. Everything in your life you shaved off and you made yourself into a sleek machine where you want to reach your destination quick, you are not interested in sightseeing. Now you think things sticking to you and living intensely are two different or contradictory. No. If too many things are sticking to you, there is no way you can live intensely. You may be among things, you may be in the same traffic, but nothing is sticking to you. That is why you're at a certain level of intensity. Never can you gather intensity if you have lot of cargo going with you. You must shed. Shedding need not necessarily mean you must give up. You must keep a distance. If there is no distance, there can never be intensity. Tell me, even for you to understand physically, do you feel physically more intense when you've taken off all the extra flab in you and made yourself into a mean, mean body? Or do you feel intense when you're spread like this? When you have become an ever-expanding universe, do you feel intense? Or do you feel intense when you… Definitely when you're sleek, isn't it? When everything that's not necessary has been shed, that is when you feel intense. That's true on all levels of life.